expectations.
Hey, are you independent? Do you not need no man? That's fine. You can always call 1-800 Call a Bear. Call a bear. Hook up with your bear today. Warning, this content creator will not be held responsible if you get eaten alive by that bear.
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
What's going on, everybody? ABMedia83 here. And on this ABMedia83 Daily, we're talking about, well, how can I say this? We're talking about that soy boy, that black soy boy. Oh, I mean FD Signifire. Evidently, FD Signifire has started talking crap about the Black Manosphere again. And he sat down with some other soy boys and had a conversation. So what we're going to do today is take a look at this conversation. Let's go and shout out the Horrits and Snowman in the building. Good to see you, brothers. And we're going to get this show. But just to give you, but before I show the video, for those of you who have been living under a rock and don't know who FD Signifier is, he's Black Soy-Boy from BreadTube. And he doesn't like the Black Manosphere at all. And he tried to come over here and challenge us about 3 years ago and failed miserably. But without further ado, if you don't believe me, okay. Let's go take a look. Yeah, hold on just a second. That is the wrong. Just little technical difficulties for that was the wrong thing. I need this. There we go. This is what I need. All right. Just to give you an idea who FD Signifier is and what he thinks about the Black Manosphere.
Every video they see is of a black woman doing something degenerate or harmful or stupid or whatever.
In case you ain't heard it, but the price of has skyrocketed. Okay.
I can already tell by the length of the eyelashes, in conjunction with the dexterity of the forehead bangs, that this will not be an intellectually riveting conversation.
So
No, it won't.
regardless of the variety of spectrums you may see in the Black Manosphere from a political standpoint, I don't give much credit to any assertion that any of you are anything but misogynists at your core. And I'll pause.
Oh, we are. We're misogynists. Oh, whoop-de-doo. Oh, my good. Oh, Lordy B, I'm flushing my pearls. He called me a misogynist. So what?
Here for your response or an ad break. In this next section coming up, I'm going to talk a lot about intellectualism. Specifically, I'm going to talk about the fact that I think a lot of you watching this 2.5-hour video, are the type of person that just seeks out knowledge, that you are amused and entertained by your own curiosity, that the idea of learning something new fills you with as much joy as maybe having your favorite meal or catching up with an old friend. With that in mind, I am here to offer you today's sponsor, Curiosity Stream. Curiosity Stream is an independent streaming platform that offers nothing.
All right.
Especially considering how small they are. Why do they matter? Why are they important? To explain, we got to get into some deep lore. Dr. Aaron G. Fountain was working space that I'll get into a bit later. But want to make it very clear that they are the real Black Manosphere and not guys like Fresh and Fit or Mediocre Tutorials or maybe even a Stephis Code. Although Stephis Code is, I think, an official member of the Black Manosphere from what my research showed me, but he's definitely, from my perspective, part of a newer wave operating in a mostly separate space that I'll get into a bit later. So the question is, why would I bring those guys up and even have art commission for them, especially considering how small they are? Why do they matter? Why are they important? To explain, we got to get into some deep lore. Dr. Aaron G. Fountain was working through his PhD when he started running a YouTube channel called Exposing the Manosphere, which was an offshoot of his graduate studies and freelance journalism work. And he covered the rise of the alt-right in the late 2010s. And in the middle of that, discovered and started to chronicle what was going on in the Black Manosphere. He, like myself, wasn't overly interested in debunking them, but just kind of like, I mean, look at these niggas.
If a black woman would have kept her mouth shut back then, you would not be having.
FYI, FD's gonna probably try to make your blood boil. Just let it brush off your shoulders.
World War I and World War II.
Now, the beginning, that's when I have something. I'm like, so, I mean, you're kind of correct that there is definitely like a much earlier origin point of like talk radio. I would say also say television too, of like, you know, gender war conflict. It's just the origin of the Black Manosphere, on at least on YouTube, it actually starts in 2008 inadvertently, when YouTube is still this very nascent.
Now, for the record, I didn't really join the Black Manosphere till late 2017, just for the record. But anyway,
See like this small, when I mean small, they got barely any views. I've seen some of the original videos, like way less than 1,000. Just these small YouTubers just talking about dating dynamics and like Black culture.
oh, I can assure you, I have way more than 1,000 right now.
Sure, and they pretty much use a lot of these early
I may not be a big YouTuber, but I got way more than 1,000.
talking points that used to still circulate in the space.
Since then, he's archived his channel, but not before doing an extensive documentation of the Manosphere and especially the Black
Yeah, I wonder what. Okay.
Manosphere. So much of this video is hinging on work that he set the stage for. So I want to give him a special shout out. If you are curious, which I hope you're not, to further investigate like the lore of this space, his channel is a good place to do that. That said, talking to him, there's a lot of things that created the like primordial goo that the Black Manosphere grew out of. The Black Gender Wars, which is a in-community conflict between Black men and women that has been going on probably for generations, found its way online, and as a byproduct, the Black Manosphere was born. To explain the Black Gender Wars, you often have seen in Black communities this conflict between Black men and women, usually related to our issues connecting and dealing with each other under.
Yeah, but we didn't start the gender war, but we are going to finish it.
White supremacy. And so you'll often see it in comedy legends like Chris Rock or Martin Lawrence, but also smaller guys like Patrice O'Neal and Corey Holcomb.
And what does Daddy get for all his work? The big piece of chicken. That's all Daddy gets.
At the same time, there's also always been what I'm gonna call the niggas ain't shit discourse, which has been popular in TV and definitely music geared towards Black women. And there's a
Yeah, they've been doing that for 40 years without us pushing back. Now you're complaining we're pushing back.
lot to be said about being fair to Black men and how underexamined the niggas ain't shit discourse is, and why the passive acceptance of it as normal isn't a good thing. When I was a kid, there was a song by TLC called No Scrubs, and it was basically a diss track to working class Black men.
FYI, while TLC was making that song, they were literally only making $50,000 a year when that song came out. So basically, they were in the same boat as the average black man at that time. Let that sink in when they made that song. I don't want no scrub. Scrub can't, blah, blah, blah. Anyway.
And it was literally their biggest song ever and the #1 hit in the country for 3 or 4 months. And this is not an isolated incident.
We ain't got no time for y'all motherfucking broke ass. What happened?
On this is usually not all black men, but I kind of started to problematize that in the objectification video as kind of a cop-out to deflect valid criticism on how we talk about black.
But, okay, you guys get the gist. He's a black male feminist. To make a long story short, he is your typical black male feminist. And it is what it is. But here's the video that BGS and here's the video BGS and Mr. Z have been dissecting.
Intellectual,
black man,
stuff, black man.
And personally, one of my favorite YouTubers and one of my favorite people to look towards for like knowledge and advice and everything for the world. So please welcome FD Signifire.
Yes,
Oh, that's so sad. That is so sad. Hence the title, The Black Soy-Boys Strike Back.
It's a long time coming.
Long time coming, bro.
Almost didn't happen.
Almost didn't happen.
Almost up this for real. Like literally woke up from the nap, like, yeah, I'll be there in 45 minutes. Look at my message, like, you should have been here 2 hours ago. Like,
yeah, that's critical. It was one of my heart was going on. I was like,
I'm so sorry.
We were just super excited for you to come through. Because we've been looking forward to having a conversation. Most of the time, like we'll structure things out and like I'll do so much research behind the scenes for like our normal episodes. This time I wanted us to have like a conversation on your perspective on a lot of different things. So it's gonna be real interesting. Before we get to any of that, we got some business up top to handle. If you go on to watch this video and like it,
come on, you gotta share the video. You got to. You know where you can find us.
First on-set podcast appearance.
Yeah.
First
found that out when he walked in. I'm like,
it's exclusive. It's a jam exclusive.
Not everybody get it. Charge you $50 for this. Patreon. The platforms.
I already know, bro. We start on YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, Acast, Rom.
I can't count these.
Let's start it off.
We got to
every single time
Just look at the title. It explains it all.
we have an episode, we begin first and foremost with the fit check.
Gotta do the fit check.
We gotta run through a little bit of fit. So we love to have the guests go first. I already peeped the jersey.
Yes.
Got the jersey. That's all you need.
I'm not a fit check type of dude. But I was prepared. I was like, I'm going home. The Bears have not been. The last time the Bears were good, I lived here and I was in middle school.
Oh my God.
So
that puts it in perspective. All right, hold on. Amy said he took it a little bit. Something's personal.
They call it Amy. So I guess I gotta get that one off.
Yeah, they do.
And I've never seen nothing like this man right here in my life.
Yeah, what I'm on.
So I was like, we are wearing Caleb Williams. We're wearing Iceman.
Iceman.
Lisan Al-Khalib.
I
don't know which ones these are.
Okay.
all you need is the jersey, man.
The jersey is, just keeping it as an unk outfit. I think I found out the hard way that, like, in my head, I was like, dang, when I get old, I gotta start dressing like my uncles because that's.
Lord. If FD's your uncle, I feel sorry for you. I just do. If this soy boy is your uncle, I feel sorry for you. Anyway,
then like being around young people, it was like, no, you already dressed like an unk, and I'm like, so it just happened.
It just happened. It's a natural.
Cool. Stop being cool.
It's a natural progression.
You
wake up one day, whole style to change.
Right? No, it didn't change. It all changed me. Me off. The only thing I didn't do was the Bluetooth in the ear.
That was an error.
I did get some sandals and start grilling them.
Yeah,
So
that's not Bluetooth sandals is done.
When you go Bluetooth in the ear, that's like that's like father. Like that's like founding father.
Yeah.
The ear
or like taxi driver. Like that's taxi driver. Like you in business. Yeah, for
Do
sure.
your kids be on your ass when it comes to outfit?
No, my kids they're like their dad. They're like really not engaged yet. They're only 10 and 12.
Oh,
so they're probably gonna like kill me in a couple years. But right now I'm still like dad.
And they that great spirit.
And they gonna know like dad's like kind of cool like on the internet, so they gonna
no, your dad is not cool at all. No, they're not gonna think that when they get older. No.
And Travis Scott gonna be on that Christmas list.
I don't know. I maybe if I get like a speed guest appearance or something. Other than that,
you don't think they think you cool for like the job itself?
They think it's interesting. They've seen people come up to me like in public and stuff, but they still think I'm lame. They don't get that this is like a unique job.
Yeah.
Like, I work very hard to like keep.
Yes, you're very, and I do mean very lame.
A lot of especially because it's political, threats and shit.
Yeah.
So, like, I've kept them away from like how heavy it gets on the channel. Like kids.
That's real. There'll come time where you'll circle around. I feel like that's gonna be the coolest thing in the world when they get older and like fine. Hopefully they agree at that point. Fit check. Fit check. Continue. Oh yeah, I had to. It's not Caleb Williams, but it's Chicago now. Pro leagues baseball now. I had to get the chain. The long sleeve was trying to stay warm a little bit today. It's a little chilly outside. Little nippy jeans, New Balances can't go wrong. Very comfortable.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Ooh,
I got the P6000s on, Nike P6000.
They should be named.
Good question, Laws. When has a male feminist ever been cool? How about never? Let me refresh here.
Right. 40. Yeah, we just hit on 46. And now this is dropping. Next Friday we have.
Hold on.
That's how you get FBA.
Yeah.
Like it's no surprise.
But like you don't really the room for when you hear that criticism, kind of saying what we were talking with Beyonce, is very fucking little. Like and I feel like nowadays we're seeing the outgrowths of all that stuff in the fan now. So now it's becoming people are speaking more candidly. But that was like an entire block that we even came up in. Because he was like the first model, like, oh,
it was like we made it.
It's almost like you needed that example for like now for us to like criticize
the other the stuff that
I vividly remember too when like the shit that Black people wanted to get through wasn't happening. I vividly remember like talks of him not having the House or the Senate and stuff like that. That was like my first like
debunking it. You saying like when people it was
just for context. I know I skipped around a little bit. They're talking about President Obama.
Interesting, like to watch it happen. So he gets in. So first off, to give credit to some of my elders that always shoot me out when I'm wrong about shit. And I be wrong about shit. It was always
you're wrong about a lot of shit, FD.
People that was like, this is an op. Y'all getting there's always a handful of them, right? Nobody listening. Like, and I hate when will come back to me like, man, you was like you wasn't there. Everybody was happy. Everybody.
Oh, I was there and everybody wasn't happy. Stop it.
Or it was like 7 that knew, but most people didn't. And even
tell me that, FD, because I'm older than you, and I was there, and I voted for him twice. Not everybody was happy. Stop lying.
People that knew still.
Yeah, you don't want to rain on the parade.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, and so, but like it was a slow. You know, the first salvo of like, that ain't right, was with Henry Louis Gates, the beer summit. Where Henry Louis Gates got racially profiled in his own fucking house, and Barack was like, let's have a beer with him.
The
United States, Harvard educated graduate, random cop.
That was when you start realizing, like, okay. I even go back now. Like, I remember watching so much stuff because I used to watch. I was one of them. Like, I've pretty much grown up on the internet. So, like,
I'm so glad you said that, Snowman, because where are my manners? I should have warned everybody here.
Simp alert! Simp! 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 Simp!
Where were my manners?
I was one of them watching like the Obama compilations. I seen him with Hillary and everything. And like you can even feel by like I feel like the political climate at the time, like they weren't even ready to touch gay marriage for real. So it's like when it was so weird. It was like who he is and what he like looks like represents is like the progressive thing that ideally you should be shooting for. But like the climate around that time, like I even heard some people talk about how like the people that got in his administration, like
it was Straight Heritage Foundation.
Goddamn, bro.
Yes, they support the legitimate. It is what it is.
It was a real. I have a video I did sometime next year on Black misleadership, which is kind of like the thing I've been on the most.
Yeah, you're a part of it
in the last couple of years. Is there's this like very effective capturing of Black political imagination that really started. Excuse me, under Nixon. I'm sorry, just Giordano's in that. It started under Nixon, and it's just only gotten like more and more refined. And Obama represented like the pinnacle. Like it was like the pinnacle of Black misleadership and the capture of the Black political ideology into nonsense was Obama getting Black Americans to be like, war in Iraq ain't that bad.
It didn't do the work of like unlearning the already fucked up shit that like America was doing. It felt like it did the work of okaying.
Make it okay.
Now I have a reason to pay attention because it's Obama there.
Yeah, it's Obama. Black man in office. You don't gotta. We clearing it.
Okay, what's going on here? The hell? Hold on, wait a minute. Let's see, it's at 21.
That shit was. I'm about to say, there's not enough, like, there didn't feel like there was enough difference between, like, I'm seeing, like, the Romneys of the world, Orions of the world. It's like, in a world that makes sense with, like, Obama, you have the Black man there, but also, like, you should be firing on these.
Like,
they represent the United States. But, like, that wasn't the era.
It was an unfortunate. A lot of unfortunate stuff. I don't want to too much. I want to shit on Obama too much in Chicago before.
I know, right? It's still one of the. It's a complex thing. I try to get people to look at it not from like a love him or exclusively hate him, but just understand. Like that's what it was.
You can't have that bias
out of the stand culture of it all.
You
know what I'm saying?
But I do want to take us back a little bit more because I want to talk a little bit about you and your background. So I don't know exactly when I made the decision that like political content or like online content creation was going to be my thing. But I know that it just kind of like, I always like love doing this stuff, and it's gone back as far as I can remember. I wanted to like ask, when is it that you felt like the best way you was going to get like your message out or how you wanted to approach it was through social media?
You make it sound like I had a plan.
I'm just curious. Some people plan it. I couldn't.
I am a product of undiagnosed autism and COVID lockdown.
I'm about to
like being real. Like I was a prolific Facebook arguer type. And I stopped liking that so much because I didn't have any good challenges.
I gave up the TikTok.
That's Chicago shit in you because a lot of people in Chicago be on Facebook every day.
I think we will heat your dumb like
like once I realized I was heating it up and wasn't no lights coming through, I was like, I didn't even see it. I'm feeling this. He said the earth is flat. I gave that's right. And so COVID hit, and I had been a consumer of the YouTube media and video. I was an early adopter. I had like in the 2010s started watching YouTube more than I watched regular TV. And so, we mentioned H Mom. Shout out to Lindsay Ellis. I always give her a shout out because she's probably my favorite creator like of that time and like crystallized the concept of the video essay for me. And so COVID hits and I'm working from home and I have at the time a 7 and 5 year old, 8 and 5 year old, something like smaller children. We had done the most beautiful progressive earth nut parent stuff. They hadn't touched the internet, touched the tablet, touched the game controller the whole time.
Wow.
And COVID hit and they was in the house with us at 24 hours. It was like, look, this is Minecraft. You press these buttons,
it's the tree. Don't bother me.
I know it's torment listening to the Soy-Boys, but we have to get through this.
right. Let me just dissociate for like a little bit. And so I got into a Facebook fight, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna turn this into a YouTube video. And it's literally my first video about Hamilton because it was somebody.
Who said it?
First video on Hamilton. Yep.
It was this person was like, I was like, Hamilton is really entertaining, but this is crazy that these are rapping slave masters. It's like they don't touch that. And I really feel like George Washington having the best song on the whole show. Oh my God. It's weird. So it's like one of the worst dudes.
I am a Hamilton. Like when I tell you when I was in high school, especially, I was watching Hamilton. I watched Hamilton so many times because of like obviously the art of it all. But that should be good.
Little U.S. history: 12 of your first 16 presidents were slave owners, including George Washington.
But one of the things that took me, again, it's one of those things.
That's why I laugh when people talk about Trump's the most racist president we ever had. They've never read U.S. history.
Having a open mind to the criticism and the thing that's going on here, because it was cool for the same reason that it was odd.
Yeah,
like, it's cool because you remixing the story of America,
right?
Like
the epic rap battles of history and shit like that. Yeah,
there's a place for that. Then it's also like, what things do you cut out or caveat on to make the narrative when like we talk about slavery
at all?
Yeah, it got mentioned like twice in a bar or something. But
there's
like,
a slavery rap battle they left out.
Really? Oh, in the cabinet meeting?
Yeah, the cabinet meeting, and it uses Tupac's Hail Mary. It's actually kind of hard.
Yeah.
I researched this after the fact because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing when I first started making videos. But yeah, that was interesting. That was really interesting. And so I did that, and I was like, yo, this is trash, but like I could do this.
Yeah.
And so like I kept doing it. And my first video, I was like, no, I'm literally halfway. I think I just finished my master's. No, I just finished my comps. My comprehensive exams for my PhD.
Oh,
so I was literally about to be Dr. FD Signifire. I had to finish. I was about to start my dissertation, and then like at the same time, I did this video on Mike Tyson, and it was the first real FD Signifier video was this Mike Tyson video, and I worked on it for months, and I was like, yo, this is really good, and I did this all by myself on some shit. I didn't have no Premiere Pro. I don't know what I did. I downloaded some program from Facebook to edit shit.
She probably had like 10 viruses on it.
on a cheap laptop, like whatever. But when I saw it, I was just so excited about making something like that that I was like, I gotta keep making things. And I did know because of like my previous work and my experiences that I wanted to do something to expand the concept of black manhood in my content. Like I wanted that to be a focus because I didn't see that on YouTube.
You explain. Okay, really?
So I was a constant consumer. I barely saw black people at all.
And especially early YouTube.
Like, oh my God.
And nobody was really engaging. There was already like black feminists were one of the first black communities on social media, period. And so, and then and the only other group there was the Black Manosphere. So
Then you got KSI, Black Minstrel show.
No, you guys are the minstrel show. Hands down, you guys are the minstrel show.
And so so after that I started getting really serious. I started like researching like, okay, how does
minstrel shows, y'all need to look in the mirror. Good Lord.
How does all this work? And I wasn't really getting anywhere, and it was a black film. Shout out to Khadijah and Bo, who gave me a shout out, and that kind of like sparked a little bit in the algorithm. And then literally 2 weeks later, I went viral for this Bo Burnham video, and I was just around with that one. And after that, after I got my check, is when I started to become political. Actually, the Bo Burnham check was so big. I was like, my dad and like all these other dudes would smack the shit out of me if I got this check and then did another video on like coming to America or something like that. It has to get a little more serious at this point. I got to put skin in the game. And then so becoming political then makes you bread tube and puts you in the space with all this other energy. And I think I was above average politically, so to speak. Like I knew more than the average person. I was further left.
That's not what happened when you came over here, FD.
An average person because I was involved in all this actual real life stuff, but I hadn't reread. I had a PhD. I was working on a PhD, but I had read Wretched of the Earth for a class. You know what I'm saying? I read Souls of Black Folks and all these other Communist Manifesto for a class. And the way I was set up at the time, because I was a new father, I'm getting through this. I'm writing this paper. I got to go to work in the morning. I got 15 minutes with my son. Like, so I wasn't really digesting. But all of a sudden, I was really like sitting with stuff because now I had to teach it through a video. And then shout out to other people that popped up, Foreman, Foreign Land. The Cornbread Tube people, I'm about to get a bunch of. I just know Foreman was the first person I found. And then elders who corrected and said I wasn't doing good enough, like Dr. Jared Ball and the Black Power Media crew. They were like, all right, this is cool and all, but read that shit again. You didn't get this stuff right. And that's kind of where I am. And that's pretty much depicting where I am now.
Yeah, I feel like it was a similar, at least when it came to the beginning for me, because one of the things that made me want to keep driving like and making political content like through TikTok and everything was the lack of, I still didn't see many black, especially black men in like the political space. I seen like you, and then, but that was even YouTube. On TikTok,
it was J. William J and J.
Oh boy!
It was Trump supporters constantly, especially in 2020.
Most of them were
quarantine.
black
They were doing the hat thing where they're like, Trump 2020. It was like a whole segment of content where they just say like a one-liner and then say Trump 2020, and it was that for like an entire Oh my god, that was everywhere. And I'm looking at, there wasn't even like a lot of like black TikTokers that were like left or talking politics or whatever. The only ones that you would see were the ones who got propped up for being right wing, which we'll talk about Candace and them in a second. But like that, I feel like that was one of the driving things, at least for me, motivation wise, because it really didn't seem like there was a lot of voices speaking, especially the younger black people. Like it felt like everything was kind of talked, especially from like a Democrat Republican lens and like who's voting XYZ.
So basically what you're telling me is Joe Biden. You're referring to the 2020 election. Joe Biden was a viable option, really? You're okay with that Dixiecrat defining your blackness? Really, son? Really?
But like when it came to the culture, like there's whole cultural aspects on the video game, on all these communities that came through 2K now. But like there was never any like counterbalance.
Yeah, there wasn't a person doing this. Like we all knew. I would even say in like, because like me and Alan came from a different side, more so like the game and more so like kind of like the Aiden Ross Twitch era, shit like that. So it's like we even knew all of this stuff, but it was nobody talking about it in that space like at all.
As much as you saw people that looked like you, they weren't talking about the problem.
Yeah, so you damn sure wasn't trying to blow up off talking about that on Twitter. Like when I started,
the algorithms have always preferred black men, either Aiden Rossified, you know, swag still a word. Whatever the word. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at outfits, right? And then like, or you doing.
See, as you guys can probably tell, these guys are not used to talking to, well, how can I say this? Normal black people. So yeah.
Shit. And that's like it. So there was no real room. And then the only room for black political intellectuals was your Michael Eric Dyson. So very buttoned up, mostly in front of a white audience. Never for actual black people. For me, one of the biggest things that made me go harder was Kevin Samuels blowing up.
So that was kind of.
I think that's what all the gear. That's what all the gear started.
Right when passed away.
All the gear started.
I was like, no, I can't. This is crazy. And I had homies. I had like people I went to school with that were like becoming Kevin Samuelites going into their 40s. I'm like, you two.
And so what? Yeah, we love Kevin. So what? By the way, I have about 15 watching. Like, share, subscribe, hit the Cash App, support the show, hit that super chat, and support the show.
You know that's how the shit was.
It did take a hold.
Because he was like almost in the forefront of the red pill movement.
I would call him the forefront, but the Black Manosphere is actually older than the red pill, believe it or not. That started like late 2010. I'm sorry, late 2000s. Like I said, when black feminists got there first, you know, don't nothing attract the worst nigga in the world like a black feminist.
Talking that right shit.
There's a reason for that. They like picking the worst niggas in the world. Did that ever occur to you, FD?
Right. And so they followed that movement, and that like they were there like simmering below the surface for a long time. So Samuels, the irony was a reject of the manosphere because they thought he was kind of effeminate. And he was funny. He was also like not good at talking. He was early content.
No, he was not an enemy to the manosphere. No, that's not true at all.
It's embarrassing.
If you ever, I haven't seen the early.
I've only seen like later. I've seen like a few of his early stuff, and I'm like, hi, guys. I'm like,
so if you looked at Kevin Samuels' earlier stuff, he was not talking to women. He was talking to men. And evidently, you soy boys didn't listen. Yeah.
Disrespecting black.
Actually, I'm talking to the other soy boys, really, because I think FD's in his 30s, so whatever.
That's why he blew up. And so when I saw that, and because I know most of the men in my world are mostly aligned with me. They might even be as far left as I am now, but like they were comfortable with where I was at, right? And then you see a person like Samuel blow up. I'm like, where's the counterbalance?
Exactly.
I guess it's got to be me.
That's literally the thought process. Literally,
also,
Kevin Samuels around the time, like,
so you want to lead these young boys to the slaughter, where black women screw them over, huh? Okay.
It got so bad, like their kids, our generation, that was really on that Kevin Samuels shit because it.
Yeah, for a reason. What they supposed to do? Let these heifers screw them over, and I'm not just talking about black women. Any woman just screw them over.
Like created that line to like the Tates of the world and everything. So I remember even seeing like when I seen he died and I seen like what the on stream would happen. When I seen what the online discourse was, I was like, I ain't never seen something this broken up.
So now they're twerking on Kevin Samuels' grave. Good job, soy boys.
About like what are we doing? The clip that I was seeing is some crazy.
It was groups of full-grown men going down the street and marching for this. You would have thought he saved the black community.
I seen like at least 10 to 15 grown ass just online bawling their eyes out because of Kevin Samuels.
So Sad.
It's
Yeah,
and
sad
he
as
was a
hell.
Republican. A lot of people don't know that.
He was a Republican. I didn't know that.
He's a registered Republican.
Okay, it sounds like
I mean, it makes sense.
It makes sense.
No, I don't have any more sands in the feather duster right now. But thank you for the super chat, and you get a
Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. You better thank your donors.
hit the Cash App, support the show. Hit the super chat, support the show.
You hear it if you think about it hard enough. His core guiding principle was anti-blackness.
Yes,
just period.
Based on what facts? You just lying, motherfucker.
And it just so happened, as a black man, he aimed it more at black women.
Yeah.
You know, and
People don't even, and I remember the day he passed on stream. And I remember we were talking about it. What you said? I'm not gonna say it. But what did I say? You was like that nigga. I think we was. I was trying to be correct.
So now they're laughing about Kevin Samuels passing away, but we supposed to take you, Soy Boys seriously. Okay.
It's the funny.
No, you good.
Oh, I was literally making my first Manosphere video, and I just finished recording the section on him, and I went in something ugly because I was like, I know he's gonna come after me, so I'm gonna just have to go in. It is what it is. And then like literally stop record. I look like this thing died. And I called him all kinds of shit. And so I was like, listen.
Kevin Samuels has been gone for about 3 years now, and they're still trying to put dirt on his grave, kick his grave.
As much as I believe what I said, maybe like having that right after, yeah, it's not a good take.
Mine was like I was on stream and I was new to the streaming shit, and I'm still like the gear.
By the way, it should be noted, his hero Bell Hooks has been gone for quite some time too. Do you see us making streams on Bell Hooks and how out of touch she was? Do you see us making streams on how she chased white men all her life and couldn't get one? Do you see us making streams on how she's trying to tell black married people what to do and she was never married or had any children? Anyway.
You're still trying to turn for me. I didn't really know where I was supposed to go. I only knew how do me and my niggas get money. We all broke as shit. We all shitty. How we get money? How do I get money? I could be catching that. So I'm being catching that. So bullshit. I hear Kevin Samuels die. I'm like, hey, bro, y'all gotta chill. You know, hey, RP to my niggas. JJ come out of nowhere. That died on a girl. And I'm like, she's like, that bitch ass nigga died on a girl. I was like,
wow. So what's wrong with him dying with a woman? I mean, isn't y'all's usual criticism of that we don't have any women? But even if you have a woman, this still holds true.
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
He's like, all that shit that was talking. It's like one of the funniest clips.
He died of had a heart attack from Viagra.
I know the full details. Yeah. First off, listen, shout out to all the black men.
By the way, his medical records are public, so
in my age with high blood pressure and but he was not taking care of himself. He was such a fraud. It's really wild that like he made a lot of money.
No, he was trying to help black women, but they didn't want to listen.
In that short period of time, but he was in so much debt, credit was so fucked up, and had not really had any of those high value traits to take care of himself. And if you ever watch his streams, he's down in Red Bulls one after the other.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So he's like,
he was a workaholic without question. But you sitting up here lying on him.
Sitting there drinking Red Bull, drinking whatever. Yeah.
So and then you had probably, I don't know what he may or may not have been taking. Yeah. But it don't take much to you know.
And the guilt of doom in your whole community and shit. Like that's not good on the eyes.
He was already talking about like previous health issues. Like I think he had like cancer before.
I think he did.
Yeah, he did have cancer. Yeah, he survived cancer.
Yes, he survived cancer.
Man, I feel like he is kind of, and that entire like aspect of culture is indicative of a lot of like, it's no surprise where we are right now. Yeah. Right?
No.
Because
people act surprised like there weren't signs beforehand. It's like, no, that's not how history works.
That's my thing. It's so incentivized when it comes to not even just like the algorithm. We even see how like TikTok is doing that shit with suppressing stuff now. Like they use consumption, but Oracle,
it's crazy now.
Now you see that happening. Right now, it was like stuff like that slop kind of gets like blared out, and especially like in our culture, which is why you see so many like young black men were on that path as well. Some still are when it comes to like, you know, red pill shit. But like, I want to talk about like our current world a little bit. So
you think we done for, bro?
No, right?
I actually am pretty damn optimistic.
Yeah.
Did I say that right? I'm getting sleepy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I wasn't sure if they were placed in the proper spot.
Yeah, why you optimistic?
Because it's a couple of things. Let me try to get my thoughts out properly so I don't ramble too much. So the first thing is, a lot of this stuff is happening because the current administration and these forces like are watching their shit crumble. They're noticing that their shit's not working and that people are, waking up to like what's happening. The left and the Western left, which is pales in comparison to all the left and movie. Shout out to all the what actually is in the comment section. I know it coming. Please forgive me for whichever white bearded dude I misquote or but but the left, like again, post Nixon, COINTELPRO, all these other programs put in. Somebody said it really well. They figured out it was actually more effective to create a feckless, ineffective revolutionary force than to just kill the revolutionary. So like instead of putting
you do realize you're that feckless revolutionary force, FD. You do realize that, right? You're the wet dreams. You do know that, right? You're those government agents, wet dreams. You do know that, right? Anyway,
putting revolutionaries in jail, exiling them, etc. We're going to marginalize them and prop up these other voices to take that revolutionary energy and spirit and go into all these other directions.
Distraction.
FD, you shouldn't talk about yourself like that, bruh. You're that worthless revolution that they're talking about.
Distraction. Yeah. I'm not gonna name another person I've called a distraction in Chicago.
Once again, FD, don't talk about yourself like that.
But you can watch my videos, and if you do, it's green. You know who I'm getting at. Man, y'all gotta stay here. Y'all gotta stay here. Don't do it. You're right. I mean, I'm going back to Atlanta. I'm gonna work on Killer Mike and Tyler Perry in Atlanta. This is
green eggs and hams and
but in the post Obama, I think they reached that pinnacle with Obama. So you have this, like, I'm not a huge Bernie fan, but like Bernie represented a paradigm shift in like what the left meant to a lot of people. And we've slowly been eroding that liberal like ideology in like space. I'm not a huge Mamdani Glazer. I do like really hope that he's successful. I hope Atlanta gets, if you're in Atlanta and you Zoran Mamdani in Atlanta, email me. Right? For real. Yes. For real.
Yeah, email the jam too.
But like watching Mamdani lead a populist movement like that speaks to the attitude of people. Watching what's happening in Minnesota right now. What was that? They said 20,000 people.
Had to be.
It was like, nah, it's like 100K. Yeah.
Right.
They said it was the biggest general strike in like 80
years.
Yeah. In negative weather too.
Right. That is crazy scary. So imagine if we got a fraction, like if you get a fraction of those people in Minnesota, instead of hitting the streets, go hit up one of these.
For real.
Do something that is nonviolent but more disruptive.
Yes.
Nonviolent but more disruptive.
Yes.
As I talk on this major platform.
I was
gonna say, I think the and this kind of speaks to what you're getting at with Mamdani and like new rising movement that we're seeing, is that it feels like we're now able to talk about ideas and do things that weren't even possible maybe 5-10 years ago, because that's just not where the Overton window was.
Yeah,
like, you bring up Bernie and it's like you can see how like he even would want to like walk on eggshells with certain things as a product of where the American like Overton window is. Like you ask him about Palestine and all types of stuff. It's like in comparison to other leftist movements or left-wing movements, of course you see like where there's compromise there. But now, partially because of Trump and like the fascists blowing up the whole, you got to care about decorum and
okay, Trump is a fascist based on what facts? Oh, right, you don't have none, son. Well, son, what can you tell me about fascism? What can you tell me about Mussolini? What can you tell me about Hitler? How did fascism get a hold in those countries, son? Anyway.
And everything. Now we're seeing like, okay, we can make the argument that yes, we should be pro-immigrant, as opposed to we can only deport a little bit this time. It's providing a more like a contrast view.
Okay, son, you want to fight for your replacement? That's on you. You want to fight for illegal immigrants to replace your black ass? That's on you, son.
Because before, and we still see a lot of collaboration, but you see the collaborative nature of what like the Republicans and Democrats have to offer sometimes. And I don't ever put up like the proper opposition needed to stop.
And I think a huge part of that is just social media in general.
Young man, you do know you're fighting for your replacements, right? When you talk against ICE, you're literally fighting for your replacements, for those illegal immigrants to replace you, right?
Like being able to get those ideas out. We talk about that all the time with Mamdani. It's like, bro, nobody thought Mamdani was gonna come in here. First of all, I mean, he did it in 8 days.
The entire like Democratic Party was sitting down.
Yeah, it's like nobody was saying
niggas back in on a regular basis.
Yeah, like nobody was saying that Mom Donnie. Yeah, like they were like, hey, we just flipped on our principal. We this over here. Let's take the Andrew Cuomo. What that nigga slapping fannies and killing grannies. Like, rather funny now. Cool. But I'm like, bro.
Here's what I gotta say about the New York Mayor Mandami. He won because Andrew Cuomo was such a terrible candidate. Andrew Cuomo is like the textbook example of a corrupt politician. He was so bad, even Butthurt Blue couldn't defend him. Yes, I'm actually giving them credit for something. They didn't defend him. They didn't defend Andrew Cuomo. They didn't like Mandami, but they couldn't defend Cuomo to me with a straight face. They couldn't defend him. That's why Mandami won. Now, whether or not he's successful, time will tell.
Nobody is saying that Mamdani is the second coming. Yeah, but what we're saying is he provides a perspective that people have not been able to even like. They've been getting strangled. This whole thing, even like socialism. You couldn't even get off being called a socialist before these niggas. Like
Bernie, Bernie did a good like deal in more normalizing.
Yeah,
but even they was
even then they was
kicking his neck.
Yes,
putting on Bernie's ass for no reason.
For no reason.
But like you couldn't do that. I was there in 2016, right? My reason for not rocking with Bernie then is probably less good than it is now. But I remember having those debates, and now those debates seem passe. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's like, this dude didn't call it genocide like 15 minutes ago.
Like I like how you brought up just the reaction of people. Like I feel like we don't focus on that like enough because like we're let with so much like bad news, like this is happening, we're fucked. But it's like, no, there's actively people out there fighting for their rights. They're giving a reaction to it. No one's just really letting it go.
So that says something. That says we're going in some direction.
Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about Minnesota, Alex Preddy, and this general strike. So we've been kind of like oscillating between like, you know, the people who are still holding on, in my opinion, a slightly delusional hope where they're like, okay, midterms. Like, I understand it. It's comfortable, but like, what if not? My thing is, so now we have like, everything's kind of ratcheting up. So you have more active, like direct action stuff with this general strike. What are your thoughts? Should we be, because in my mind, I want to encourage this as a nationwide thing because I feel.
Oh, so you want to fight for your replacements. Okay, son. Okay. You want to fight for your replacements.
Like the thing that's missing is that we are kind of taught and conditioned to not stand up when it comes to like you being a worker or like a consumer
in general.
The idea I point to is like we were just talking about.
Mind you, they're not standing up for regular immigrants who came in the right way. They're standing up for illegal immigrants who came in the wrong way and commit crimes.
With Mamdani, where they were saying they got the DoorDash workers to be paid $21 an hour, like finally. And the comments response, the thing that we're conditioned to respond with is, oh, they're gonna raise these prices now. So like in turn, you blame the person trying to advocate for like you, as opposed to like the company that got billions and could pay you this anyway.
So
that's
like, exactly what they want.
So like in a sense of, I'm seeing people saying, nah, you know, I don't got the means to strike, or like, why would we, like XYZ, obviously you're catching a lot of people off guard right now. So like what, even from a historical sense, like this shit has happened before. What should we be doing? What can people be doing?
I mean, so I don't want to overplay my understanding of revolutionary history. So I'm about to give y'all intellectual take based on my limited knowledge, and I will give y'all numbers of people that could really get down with y'all. But it's mutual aid, it's networks of care.
Yeah.
So it's like, first off, you don't need that many people to make a general strike effect. Man, I forgot what the number was. It's like 10 million people nationwide.
Yeah. Like 10 or 11 million or something like that. Yeah.
And so that's number one. And so it's like, okay, clearly the people going on strike shouldn't be the people that's going to get replaced and not be able to feed their kids, of course, you know, the next day if they can't, if they don't have a network of care set up. But you set up networks of care, you set up mutual aid. Everybody should be donating to the mutual aid in their city, even if it's just $5, $10 a month regularly. Right. Because you're building frameworks and like networks of care apart from the state that allows you to tell the state to kick rocks when they do some bullshit. You know? And so like if we're talking about a major general strike, it needs to be people in their local spaces or communities building networks of care who got it. Right? Who can help get it? Who grows food? Who has these resources? Who's got training in these fields, et cetera, so that if and when there is repercussions, if and when there is breakdowns in state coverage of different things.
So they want people to get in the streets to fight for the replacements. Let that sink in. They want people to go get in the streets to fight for their replacements in the society. You can't make this shit up. By the way, like, share, subscribe, hit the Cash App, support the show, hit the Super Chat, support the show. If you brothers want to join the panel, you can do so now.
That are necessities for people. People can take care of each other.
Yeah.
And once that starts happening, the thing that like hang around with the real hardcore rep, because like we have a within the petite bourgeois space, not to cast aspersions on y'all, but like I'm from Chicago and I'm from the part of Black Chicago where I wasn't worried about O Block in the Wild Hunter. Right?
Yeah.
Half the Black folks in my family, college educated, etc. So we're not taught to think about. I lost train of thought there. Where was I going?
Like in revolutionary circles, like building networks of care, stuff like that.
So fuck.
We're not taught like
this will have me get old.
I feel like where you were going to remind me of where they were saying like Malcolm, the difference between Malcolm and like Martin was that Malcolm learned like in jail or like on the streets, and Martin learned in college and in school, and like that difference between like how you approach it, like us being separated from some of that violence. In the city, we have a different way of.
Thank you. So being around like the
Malcolm X debated with actual college professors. What's going on, Snowman?
This pause is necessary. Okay, this fat ass Signifire had the nerve to talk about a distraction.
Signifire.
Fat ass Signifire. That's right, goddamn it, I said it.
Okay.
So this, I'm trying to think of word. I'm trying to think of word for the D, but I'll come back to that. This fat ass, they should call him FA Signifire. Fat ass Signifire.
FA Signifire.
FA Signifire. There's your new name. Talking about a distraction when he's wearing one.
No. He's wearing one now, but anyway.
He's wearing one in both cases. How about that? And now he has the unmitigated gall to disparage Malcolm and Martin Luther King. Give me this button. Paul.
Are you kidding me?
Wait, better button. Huh? And thank you, Horowitz. Fat ass feather duster Signifire. There we go.
Fat ass feather duster Signifire. That's hilarious. And we have Namer in the building.
The first part, Horowitz came up with the other part. What's up, Namer?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, as I usually say on Snowman in the morning. How y'all doing? Secondly,
yes.
Why do we bother with this jackass when we know good and well what he's all about?
Because it's
when we know, I know, but it's trivial when we listen to this shit. I'm glad I have, and oh, by the way, I do have Curiosity Stream, but I did not also log into I don't have a subscription to what's with the other sister group, so I don't have to listen to his crap. So,
why do we do this, you ask, Namer? It's like us picking on the Cleveland Browns. It's fun.
Or just like
I almost bust out like every time he said, and we're the Cleveland Browns. That's so funny. That shit is so funny because it's so damn true. And we're the Cleveland Browns.
And we're the Cleveland Browns. Well, you're looking at 3 versions of the Cleveland Browns right on this panel. You're looking at 3 versions of the Cleveland Cadavers. Now, you know what? I know this conversation took place in Atlanta. God help us. But when you look at this panel, I'm a sports nerd, so I can't help but make the comparison. What do you think?
Go ahead.
The Cleveland Clowns, the Cleveland Cadavers, and the Cleveland Engines.
Now calling themselves the Cleveland Defenders. Get out of here. What are you defending?
Actually,
Cleveland Guardians is what they're called now.
I have a better name for him.
Yeah, that too.
I have a better name for him.
What's that?
And ironically, I'm going to leave Cleveland alone on this one. How about the Washington Generals?
Oh God. Oh Lord. First time I ever watched ABC's Wide World of Sports was with the Harlem Globetrotters beating the piss out of the Washington Generals. And you know what? You're right. Because that's exactly what they remind me of. The Washington Generals, the team that lays down for the Harlem Globetrotters every time.
Yes. Yes, for those you don't know, the Washington Generals are paid to lose. Pretty much.
They're paid to get blown out by the Globetrotters every time.
That's weird because when I remember when they came to KSA, when they came to Saudi, I watched them play, right? And the other team wasn't the Washington Generals, it was the Boston Shamrocks. Sometimes they called, different names, I guess, but it was fun watching those guys play and everything, the antics, everything. And Harlem Globetrotters.
You know what? They wanted me to be a PA announcer for them.
For the Globetrotters?
And I was in the final stages. Yeah. Yeah, I applied to be a PA announcer for them. And they gave it to somebody else behind my back.
Oh, they did y'all dirty like that. Damn.
So, fuck them. At this point,
so when you learn, when you read about revolutionary books, and you're not engaged in the resistance of just staying alive from like certain struggle and violence, we get like this grand image of like the Hunger Games revolution, where we're all going to put on cool outfits, get our bows and arrows, and hit the streets and fight the police or whatever. And in reality, like it's smaller amounts of people, it's large amounts of work done in short periods of time, and then nothing for a long period of time, and then like you have that over and over again. And so in between those big moments, like right now, we're looking at probably a big moment. It's the continued building of those networks of that preparatory work. So that the next big moment that happens. I think I was writing, and I'll stop here. One of my next short videos. My first like real activist activity was the Jenna 6 march. I don't know if y'all Jenna 6.
I remember the Jenna 6.
The Jenna 6 was a group of boys in Jenna, Louisiana, that were charged with attempted murder for essentially defending themselves from some racist kids at their school, because this was like segregated. Yeah, it's low-key some Central Park 5 type shit. And like I went to that march and did a little building, whatever, and went back home. And that was kind of it. And then 3-4 years later, it's Trayvon Martin. And then 3-4 years later, it's Mike Brown. And like, although there's flaws and failures at each point, if you really think about, we're 20 years away from when Jenna 6 happened, the magnitude of mobilization that this revolutionary like faction in our country is able to create. We got white people dying as a state. Look at these. No, you don't. Look at these young Caucasians catching the vibe all of a sudden.
Literally.
Wait, people die. This can happen. Talk about this. But for now, this is why I need you to be at this time with these materials.
Oh boy.
Me a 20-second time out here. I must ask a question.
Tell me, what is gay?
Yeah, that's a good question.
As a matter of fact, before I decide to go get a snack for me and Jody, and I know Jody's in bed, but I know I'm usually up late. Namer, this is for you concerning the panel we're unfortunately being subjected to. You ought to recognize this.
I am too old for this bullshit.
And this.
I ain't got no time for bullshit.
I am BGS's problem child, but I am still, I'm always going to be the good son, black sheep or otherwise.
Oh, wait, AB, I got such a funny story for you.
Okay.
I was working in here one afternoon. Jody was working in her office behind me, and something had happened, and it pissed her off. But she was actually giggling. She was actually giggling about it, so I started laughing. So she walks by me. Just as I was getting ready to edit the sound, I look up, I look at her, and I see the look on her face, and I said, "Honey, what's wrong?" She said, "It's work." And then her next sentence was,
I ain't got no time for this bullshit.
And she walked off.
Yo, you got to get that. Hey, you got to get that sound value, like I told you, man. I got to hear it also.
When she said that, and she put the twang on it. She put
that Kentucky
the
twang.
twang on it. She walked by me and said, "I ain't got no time for this bullshit," and walked off laughing. I shut my office down for the afternoon. I said, "All right, fuck it, I'm done." There was no way I could top that.
Well, you stuck with her, man. This woman's gonna drive. This woman's gonna put you in a late grave. In a late grave. You know that she's gonna put you in a late grave because you're gonna be. You're too busy laughing.
It's gonna be with a. It's gonna be with a fit of laughter.
He's gonna have a. You're gonna have a smile like Jack Nicholson from Batman.
I've had that since 2008.
Yep. Oh, by the way,
so like that.
Before we continue,
and we're aware of it, so I know they're aware of it, and that's why we
I
have the force coming against us that's happening because it's much weaker than we think.
And it feels like part of the trick is like the more and more they ratchet up their thing, it feels like this from like a perspective of just like emotions when I be watching videos or like seeing what we'll do. It feels like that pull to the right makes some people think that like, oh, it's the equal thing, just like pulling to the left. But the thing is, once you have like the fascists come out, I feel like that fright.
Son, define fascist.
Somebody said in the chat earlier, how many? I think it was Horowitz who said, "How many sons do you have left?" There's the second one.
I'm sorry.
I don't know if it was Horowitz or if it was MBD who said it earlier, but they popped you a super chat and said, was it Horowitz who did that? I believe it was.
I'm sorry.
Because Horowitz said he sent you a super chat and he said, "How many sons do you have left?" I'm gonna see if I can find. Yeah, there you go. You got any more sons for Feather Duster? Well, Horowitz, there's your other one right there.
I'm sorry, man.
Don't be sorry.
The kids in the 20s, they didn't have to suck it up. I had to suck it up. They'll be all right.
We all did. All of us in our 40s and beyond have had to suck it up.
In fact, when people, when the older baby boomers call me son, I'm like, don't feel bad. I say that I reserve the right to son anybody born after 2000.
And to look at this, I mean, he knows that. You realize how young some of these guys are.
Yes.
You know what comes to mind because we're talking about, because they talked about the Gen 6, they talk about Trayvon Martin. I have not heard anyone mention Tamir Rice. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because to me, and there's a reason I'm bringing it up because these guys, that's Tamir Rice if he was allowed to, if he had lived. They're his age. And understand that some of these guys, and these guys are
Go ahead.
If I may. And these guys, obviously, they come from like safer neighborhoods. They were sheltered for the most part. But I don't know but their parents probably failed them in trying to teach them about what's really going on. And to be calling people fascists, whatnot, no. You got far right extremists, but not everybody's far right is necessarily a fascist. Just fascist been thrown around so much.
You have racist bad guy. I acknowledge that.
Yeah.
But fascists, our country is too liberal to be fascist, son.
In that energy that we're seeing is people.
But I know that's above his head.
Does anybody
understand like the threat that poses? So it's not even necessarily that people will go off and like jump off the cliff, but all you need is that little excuse to get people to come together. Even I be seeing people who might not be for a general strike right now, or like obviously if you don't have the means, like if you're not going to work.
I had somebody today in my general strike video I made was like, "Oh, what about the nurses? You got to make your content more like you got to think about when you make content like this because why? No, the content was not
go to work.
It's like what the fuck
in the video? I'm like, if somebody's gonna die, you didn't clock in this morning. You should clock in. Obviously, but people, you know who you are.
It's crazy what you said. Like how people's like, it's crazy how conditioned we are to violence. Like people's idea of a revolution is like war. It's like they're like straight killing instead of like the actual hard thing of like, no, how about you not buy from that company?
Even when we have a regime that is as dumb as they are, like.
Bro, how many agents slipping on ice and shooting?
Okay, y'all want to talk about having a dumb administration? Can you imagine how dumb the administration would be if Kamala Harris got elected?
Oh Jesus!
Does anybody remember when George W. was?
I'm sure Trump wasn't the sharp is not the sharpest knife in the door. And good Lord, I would put George W. Bush over Kamala Harris. Good Lord.
As dumb as he was, he still had competent people in his administration.
Yes.
Questionable, but they were competent. You had you had a psychopath. You had a psychopath for a vice president at the time, Dick Cheney, but you still had Hey. It is what it is. It was what it was. Excuse me, because he's passed.
Yeah.
You had
no longer with us.
You had competent people in his cabinet.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's it, and that's all.
Just like in Obama, you had competent people
in
his
cabinet.
Oh, another fun fact about George W. Bush: you had a very intelligent woman in his cabinet. Yeah, I said it.
Okay.
You also had a very intelligent black man, Colin Powell.
Colin Powell, yes, a very intelligent black woman and man in his tech cabinet. He had Colin Powell, and he had Dr. Condoleezza Rice.
Okay, you just put a Carlinism in my head, if I may.
Okay.
This was from 1990. Well, keep playing. I'll think of the exact wording. Keep playing it.
I
got it now. It just hit me.
What the fuck? I want to ask this question, right? Because I seen this video, and this dude was basically saying, like,
if you want to know what
black
happened
people
in the
have
Persian
always
Gulf, just
been in a fascist
remember the
regime,
names of the
and
two
now that
men
white people are just
who
now
were running that war
out in the fascist regime now. So I want to see, like, what do y'all think about this?
So waking up to it is
who were running that war.
Because like the offensive.
Because they've always, like, quite as kept the math of who is victimized by the state, just raw numbers. It's always been them. It's just now I saw a great tweet or thread or whatever today. Somebody was like, there's a lot of white people that are asking themselves openly, is state violence against me okay if it means it still affects black people? Like, that's their wager right now. Now, some of them already be like, some of them already like, this is wild. We outside now. But there's a lot of them that's like, man, they do kill black people more, but now I'm getting killed. And so, like, they've always, I made a video about, like, this being a cult. So there's always been a lot of effort and work put in.
Bless his heart.
To allow white death to be easily disassociative for white people. It's January 6th. It's spree shooters. It's serial killers. That's why true crime is such a big deal.
Man, bro, you broke that down in the fucking video. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, no, because true crime.
And so they can disassociate. But this was a mother of three dropping somebody off that just got and I've seen police, like, I remember a brother got shot in Cincinnati.
She was interfering with a federal investigation. Come on, FD. So was that other dude that got shot.
Off that same, he was going to hit me with his car excuse. And then the Alex Reddy situation.
Okay, you see a car coming through for you. You that close and you have a gun. What would you do, FD? Would you sit there and let her hit you before you shot? Really, FD?
Freddie situation is even more clear. Like, okay, no, y'all are on the menu, and they've been on the menu, but now it's like, oh, we really are. We're really on the menu.
I hear people talking about, like, abolishing, like, Trump's ICE.
Yes,
because you know
how you think about, like,
abolishing. Story. We in Illinois, and I'm gonna still tell a story. Roger Krishnamurti, he's running for Senate right now, and he they said that he was getting money from ICE, he was getting money from probably APAC, like all types of shit, whatever. And I'll be seeing his videos like hella because he got money for the ads. So I'll be seeing his TikToks pop up. He always talking about we gotta fight. And I'm hearing how they, like, be asked questions like, okay, how do we fight specifically on something like ICE? And they'll be like, we gotta abolish Trump's ICE or defund Trump's ICE. And what that does is, in the same way that they do it, like, they'll do the serial killer thing, where it's like the white guy, you get to watch the story, it's super intriguing. You separate that distance from, like, explaining to white people that, no, this fascism shit does hit you as well. Because if it's Trump's ICE, if it's Trump's,
it won't be
administration.
Exactly. Gavin Newsom will have slushy. Somebody that's in a very nice
Yo, real shit.
You understand why my title's the title now?
I'll accompany that with this for them.
Yeah.
Kevin.
God, you can't make this shit up.
You can't.
For real.
Yo, we gotta get packed.
You know what these guys need?
We're about to take our couch away. But that's the thing is that like
that's a tactic.
The messaging that needs to happen is that like, yo, if they are killing, because like they have been killing like black people unjustly. It's like we weren't just arguing to argue.
Mm-hmm.
The shit was actually.
Hold on, wait a minute. I need to play something because it applies to them very, very much. Hold on, where?
How old are these guys?
FD's in his 30s, and I believe those young men are in their 20s.
Early 20s, because they look so immature.
Yeah, here's the reason I kept using the word son. But this sound effect sums up this whole video.
You big dummy.
I knew it.
For every dummy, there's a dummy.
Damn it!
You got to give him that Red Fox clip one of these days, AB Snowman.
Yeah, I'll have to find it.
For every dummy.
For every the entire sequence goes. The Bible says for every man there's a woman, and for every dummy there's a dummy.
R.I.P. to Demon Wilson, Demon Wilson, sorry, or Lamont. R.I.P. to him, Lamont Sanders.
It's crazy. So the moment that does hit like someone, it can hit anybody.
Right.
And that's like, I feel like that is purposefully like taken out of the picture. Same shit with like welfare stuff.
Yeah.
Think of black people when you
welfare queen, all that shit was
to make us
disability, like disability, all these things have always been. There's a specific narrative in America of who is undeserving of resources and support and help, and it's always us, even though we always are the least, like the smallest population, with 30% of the population. And so like to keep 2 million black children off of welfare, you also got to kick 5 million white children. And they do not kick. They go every time.
Because I feel like it's an intentional like knowledge gap. The moment you're able to like, I even see like, I see it all the time in many ways when
I'm sorry.
I ain't go for this bullshit.
I'm looking at this young man right here, and
he's gone. He's a goner.
No, I hate to say this to any young man. He looked like a girl.
He does, doesn't he?
Does he remind you of Waylon for Low Down Dirty Shame?
He looked like a girl in that shot, man. Good Lord. Grow some hair on your face, son.
And put some bass in your voice.
That too.
Please.
It'll be like an Asian or Hispanic person, and they'll be beefing with like either white people or something interculturally. And a black person will say something that hits the nail on the head, and they're like, "What's up, black guy?"
And notice how they're giggling like a bunch of little schoolgirls.
They're like juveniles.
Other thing, they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, why do black people understand this so much?"
Right.
They're like, "Wow."
It's like to switch slightly to like a funnier thing.
Yeah,
having white fans is such a monkey ball.
Oh my god,
we talk about it. It's like a backhanded compliment.
Right, it's right. It's like, man,
so well spoken.
Oh my god, I love watching your videos. It teach me so much about black people.
Black.
No, like inside. Shout out to my homie inside.
We were just talking about before with like Kai Cenat with like the reading shit. Like, like yo, like
and you got people coming out there like, man, Kai Cenat, y'all really dogging the man for trying to read and trying to. I'm like, gang, this nigga 23, he read for 15 minutes.
Right? Like,
what we have
That's
what the alternative is, and we were just talking about this.
It's old Kai Cenat.
If you acknowledge that there's a literacy crisis in the country,
And this one looks like Kai Cenat.
but that would require funding like the school for like 50 black people.
Yeah.
Also, 100.
What's the big thing with Kai Cenat? I never really paid attention.
Who cares?
I think it might be because he might be dyslexic or some shit like that.
Yeah, so am I. That's why I don't like reading. But anyway. It's true. I know with dyslexia. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I can read stuff well and book, but trying to read storybook form, it drives me crazy. Go ahead.
Yeah. I didn't know that, but also, I guess being legally blind is also a blessing in the process. But
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it worked for what's his name, for Takeda not Takeda, but Kenshi in Mortal Kombat. But that's another discussion for another time. What I will say is, like, By the way, this young man, you were right. He does look like the feminine. You know who he reminds me of?
Who?
Y'all remember the character Maxine from Living Single, the lawyer?
Yes.
He looks just like he looks like the child Maxine had with Kyle.
Oh, okay.
Except,
don't do that to Maxine. She was.
Don't do name her.
Come on. Remember how she was with Kyle? Remember what happened to her and Kyle?
Well, I see your dope point though, Neighbor. They do look like
I
that.
do too. I do too.
Yeah, but remember, it was Overton and Sinclair who ended up being a great couple.
Yep.
Shout out to Kim Coles. You know,
look, Overton and Sinclair got it right. Okay.
Yes.
It took them a while, but they got it right.
A confession time. I know she was heavy set, but Sinclair was the one I had the hots for.
Oh, Kim Coles? Yeah. Kim Coles was hot.
She
was. I mean, she still is.
Hey, wait a minute.
I mean,
wait a minute. That ain't a confession. That's just the goddamn truth.
Yeah.
Because I had the hots for Kim Coles.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Kim Fields and I forget the lady played Maxine. They were hot too, but there's something about Kim Coles, the goofiness. I'm like,
Kim Coles was very bubbly and very genuine in her affection to other people. That's what drew y'all.
You just said the key word, genuine.
Genuine affection. Because remember, Kim Fields' character was very materialistic, similar to the character of Tony from Girlfriends.
Yeah, she was the 92 of the bunch that you know.
Yeah, the 92 social climber.
Okay, I need a favor. I need a quick favor.
Okay.
In 30 seconds, please explain the octanes to me, because I've heard the terminology and I haven't been able to get time to watch a video on what it means. So can someone give me a quick 30-second breakdown for me?
All right, here are the octanes.
Okay.
85s are your pretty much your ratchets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Your hood chicks, your bottom of the barrel chicks.
Okay.
87s are your, believe it or not, housewives.
Housewives, run of the mill, your average woman, average run of the mill woman.
All right.
89s are kind of a cross between an 87 and a 92. They're kind of housewifey type on top of the fact they're ambitious. They're also ambitious.
Okay.
92s are your ambitious go-getter chicks. They're going to nag you to do whatever they want you to do.
Okay.
The career women.
Yeah, they're your AKAs.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Then you had the infamous 100 octanes.
All right.
Depending on the type, they belong to everybody.
Say no more.
They're the upper class. The ones you see like the video vixens, the ones who usually on the arms of Fortune 500 CEOs and whatnot.
Gotcha.
Claudia Jordan, those types.
Yeah.
Claudia Jordan, oh shit.
Yeah, Claudia Jordan, those types. Superhead.
And to think Claudia Jordan, once upon a time, was a Price is Right model.
Melissa Ford, that's a failed 100 octane.
Yeah,
Claudia
Ford,
Jordan, like in the late 90s. I want to say the late 90s.
Murphy's ex-wife, I can't remember her name.
Nicole.
Which one?
Nicole Murphy.
Nicole, no, that's 100 octane right there. That's 100 octane right there. Nicole Murphy.
Nicole's a pass around. Now that I know, that was the missing question. That was the missing information I had, because I heard you all do the ratings before, do the octanes before. Now that there are numbers behind it, I can picture it. But I did not until now. I did not understand it. I kind of pieced it together, but I needed a quick breakdown of that.
So Stacey Dash, so basically from Living Single, Kim Fields was like a 89, 90. She was an 89, more like it. It was more accurate because she was very materialistic. Sinclair, the Kim Coles' character, she was She was in 87. She was in 87, but the thing is, she had a very positive, genuinely bubbly out disposition about her. And her and Overton, they got together because, you know, they're both, you know, blue collar working class, and they understood each other. Overton, as dumb as you think he was actually a pretty bright individual. It's just that he wasn't that book smart. He was very street smart, and he was blue collar handyman. And they understood each other. That's why it worked out for them.
That's
clicked.
The key. That's the key.
Really, FD's in his 40s now, and he's still that. He's still that much of a soy boy.
He's our age. He's our age, yo. But the thing is also the problem with Maxine and Kyle was this. Kyle, first of all, was like her. He was like in 92 trying to make it ahead in corporate America. Although he had also aspirations of going into jazz because he loved music. Shout out to TC Carson, because he was a multifaceted man, and he was dark skinned. Let's not forget him and Overton. You saw the colorism there, just like you saw the colorism between Maxine and Sinclair, because Sinclair was light skinned, Maxine was dark skinned. But the problem with Maxine was also because she probably dealt with colorism as well growing up, being dark skinned and everything. So she had to become a lawyer just to prove she is better than anybody else.
Right.
And unfortunately, she could not get around. And this is the problem with most 92s when it comes to relationships. They always have to be, and they program themselves to always have to be in the driver's seat. They cannot learn to be the co-pilot and let a 92 man handle his business. And because of that, she and Kyle could not work out. That's why Kyle decided, you know what?
Fuck it.
I don't know. We should fuck it. This is why 92 men, they prefer to be with an 89 or an 87 octane woman, because that's a woman who's got his back and understands she plays a secondary role. He's the king, but she's the queen.
With the description you all just laid on me about Maxine Shaw, I'll just describe my ex-wife.
Oh, wow.
She wouldn't shut the fuck up. She wouldn't let me lead. She wouldn't support me for nothing. And I was a babe in broadcasting at the time. I was in my rookie year doing broadcasting. I had just started. I was putting my company together, and she wanted. It was always now for her. Now, and and at the time, did I make some dumb mistakes? Of course, I was 22 years old when I got married. I didn't know what the fuck.
Yeah, you didn't know what you were doing.
I gotta do it.
Go for it.
I know this is petty, but let me see if I can catch the reference. Don't care how I want it now. Don't care how I want it now.
And that's right on target. That's right. That's right on target. Like I said, I was 22 years old when I got married.
Now, granted, that was a little girl, but still,
but it fits.
It makes sense because truth of the matter is, hey, look at this way, Snowman. Most women don't genuinely grow up because a lot of them were coddled or whatnot. A lot of us, we grew up, but unfortunately, you saw those young men who were with FD on that in that podcast.
Yeah,
I'm sure a lot of them were somewhat coddled. They were coddled in a way, I'm sure, because to protect themselves. Because I remember, like I said earlier, what did I say? Yeah, and they were coddled in a certain way. Why? Because I remember I told you these guys. That's Tamir Rice's age group right there. That's Tamir Rice if he was allowed to live.
Yeah.
So they were around his age when he got popped over a decade ago. So imagine they were, I'm sure, and they grew up in Chicago, which is not too far from Cleveland. So I'm sure their mothers were caught up with because their mothers knew like these kids are nerds. These guys are not going to be street dudes. These guys are more like more into geek and nerd culture, which became more acceptable in the Black community.
Yeah.
So, but they had to be coddled and protected in a way. And I'm sure, I'm sorry, but you had to you have to prepare these boys for what's out there. Just like the parents of the Gen 6. I remember when they were being interviewed by, of all people, Dr. Phil. Because nobody talked about what really happened with the Gen 6, how the Gen 6 thing came about. in the Gen 6, because remember, folks, it wasn't just they were defending themselves from a white kid. It was about a tree on their high school campus. These were all students at the same high school. There was a tree where people like to hang out, but the white kids decided to claim it and to intimidate the black kids about it. They were gonna hang a noose from one of the tree branches. And then when the brothers were not, and the young brothers were not having it, one of the white boys decided to come out there. He was brandishing a weapon, and they defended themselves because it's a white boy who brought a gun, but they ended up getting charged with physical assault. Besides the fact they were defending themselves, and nobody talked about how that was, and it became a big hoopla, especially when you had guys like Al Sharpton over down there and whatnot, and we're like, what the hell is this? We're bringing back nooses. But go ahead.
We're not going to do that part because it's not important. And I think it's
explaining the octanes, and thank you for the quick breakdown of the octanes, because you just described not only my ex-wife being the 92, but half of the black dated.
It's super
if you want
that because
which is why Dad came to me with that choice.
Major topics, but the history of black socialism. Because I was literally watching your video the other day about the no such thing as black conservatives. Do a deep dive on all types of different black conservative figures and how it's kind of like we said through the algorithms, through hyping up these people like a Kevin Samuels or all type of shit. You would be a lot of people.
So what are we supposed to do? Be a bunch of Black Soy-Boys like you?
First of all,
they will think that black people are conservative. And I've seen you argue over and over again about how black people historically have had much more roots in socialism, leftist activism than they give us credit for. So I wanted kind of deep dive into that because people look at us and they'll be like, I never heard nothing like that before. It's because
shit.
I haven't perfected this yet. When I come out with this Blackness Leadership video, it'll be perfect, right? But there's definitely.
I'll be looking forward to that.
Oh man,
definitely. Get your top 3 books.
Oh yes, for sure.
Shout out Bluebird.
Because I'm like, man,
I was literally just thinking I need to ask him about his top 3 books after
we'll do that instead of Harold's.
Yeah, give you niggas some knowledge.
Shout out Brian Quoba. I hope I say your name right. He wrote Hubert Harrison, The Forbidden Genius of Black Radicalism.
I'm about to read that.
So it's really good. It's really for an academic book. As a person who is a recovering academic, it is so much better of a read than your typical, black radical political leftist theory, whatever. Like a lot of these, even Du Bois, it's like, dude, just write different.
It's a different time.
Everybody's on that Ralph Waldo Emerson shit, and I can't. This is why I left. This dude Harrison was getting it off in the early 1900s. And there's a lot of socialist movement, a lot of communist movement in America from whenever, the Bolshevik Revolution ignited a lot of people. And there's all these different groups and active, but all of them are gone except the black ones pretty much once we hit the 60s with the civil rights movement. And that civil rights movement is the preeminent American leftist movement in our history. But because this is also happening at the time of Red Scare, because of the distortion of it in the aftermath, we don't think about it like that. I said in the video, we
McCarthyism.
Different Black Panther movies. Maybe one of them is mentioning the fact that the Black Panthers were Marxist Leninists. You know what I'm saying? We love the outfits and the aesthetic, but we got niggas talking about FBA Black Panthers like you are. Black Panthers wouldn't like immigration. What are you talking about?
Oh my God.
Speaking about that, right?
Bring that
so there's one dude that I'm pretty sure we've all seen on social media. I think his name's
Paul Birdsong.
Yeah, so
I got a video coming.
We need that. Oh, street need that.
Yeah, and the actual Black Panthers denounced him, and he had I think he changed the name of whatever his movement is. So, anyway.
So I've been seeing the discourse or whatever, but it's my stance on it is he's in Philly. He's doing apparently to
okay, I've had enough. Look, y'all want to watch the rest of this mess? You could do so on your own time, but I've had enough. That's enough, Soy Boy.
I'm going to bed.
Yeah. Oh, Snowman, before you leave.
Yes, sir.
I want you to consider this, and this is going to probably put a smile on your face. I remember Dante Nero when he had on his podcast. He had a guest, a fellow comedian named Adrian Minkovitz, Argentinian comedian who's married to a Norwegian woman, and he's not just a comedian. He's also a dance instructor, and he said that relationships are like a dance. One has to lead. The other has to follow. It's like ballroom dancing. Or I would also say it's just like pairs figure skating. You come in, you come together as one, but you both know your roles, and you have to have full faith and trust in one another. Because in Latin dances, they say if you cannot trust your partner, then there's no point in you guys dancing. So, so dancing is great. Just like the Richard Gere, Susan Sarandon movie, May I Have This Dance? That's a movie you got to watch,
I found my dance partner, and I'm off to bed. Thanks for having me.
Night.
Appreciate you.
Get my best.
Yep.
Oh, I'm never going to apologize for being no good. Hey, by the way, when they were bringing up TLC's song, I don't remember you bringing up something.
What?
TLC, when after their song came out, like in January, February of 1999, right? No Scrubs.
Yeah.
Fast forward to May of that year, Sporty Thievz came out with a response. No Pigeons.
Oh yeah, No Pigeons. I forgot about that.
I remember the remix to that, and it was one of the best videos it had. Because, hey, don't dish out if you can't take it.
Yeah.
It goes both ways.
But then we found out that they were only making $50,000 a year, so they had no right to talk to normal dudes like that.
$50,000 a year, because remember, after their second album, they were bankrupt, and it wasn't until they got, and they were foreclosed, they were in debt, they all had financial issues, and once they were able to get their act together and record Fan Mail, that's the album that came out in late '99, then they started making some serious money.
Yeah.
But that album, that was their big break. That was like one of their best. That's when they made their comeback. But that was also in the shadow of whatchamacallit, Destiny's Child, their second album, when they put out that song Bills. That annoyed us. And after they put out Independent Woman in 2001, the Charlie's Angels soundtrack. That's my favorite response to that song was by D12.
Now,
there was a bit where
Child's credit for one thing. They came out with a song that I love to this day. Nasty put some clothes on. Why don't you?
Oh, do you remember the remix with Missy Elliott?
I didn't hear that, but I'll put that in my playlist once I get off.
Yeah. Oh, no. Sorry. Was it for that one or for Bootylicious? For one of those songs, she was on the remix for us. Go ahead.
That might be for Bootylicious.
Okay. One of them did a remake for Bootylicious. The other one did. I think the other one was the one for Nasty. I think that's the one with the Brat, but I could be wrong. We'll look it up.
But I'm about to shut it down, folks. I'd like to thank everybody that came through. This is ABMedia83, and I'm out. Peace. Yo, this is ABMedia83. To support the channel, hit the Cash App. Also, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the video. Also, be sure to hit that bell notification so you can be notified the next time I upload a live stream, video, or short. And always remember, guard your image, guard your peace. Keep it moving. This is ABMedia83, and I'm out. Peace.